Hi, April here. Welcome back. So in this video, we're talking about the different ways you can practice a scale. So depending on your level, you might be just beginning, or you might be a bit comfortable with scales and just want to get better. So here are a variety of ways you can practice and improve. So our goal will be 2 octaves hands together. Okay, so that's kind of where you can head towards. But if you're just starting at the very beginning, well, little kids when they first start, and basic beginners for adults, they just learn from, we'll just use C for this video. C scale's got no sharps, no flats, so makes it easy. Okay, so C, just even if you just want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back down. So that's not a full scale, that's just the beginner, the very beginner. Because that's just using all your 5 fingers. So that's the very first step. Okay, so once you get comfortable with that, we'll go to 1 octave, hands separate. So right hand, all you need to do, even if you just go up. So C scale, that's your next step, just going up. Left hand. Okay, if you're not sure of the fingering, that's okay. There'll be fingering for each scale in each scale video, but this is just the different ways you can practice. Okay, so once you are comfortable going up, then you want to go back down again. Okay, so right hand, going back down. Okay, left hand. All right, so once you're there, you can take it one of 2 ways. You can go 2 octaves, hands separate, or hands together, 1 octave. So I usually go hands together next. So that's when you start going slowly at first. If it's your first time, you want to go super slow because you've got different fingering to think about. So when you're here, you're going to cross one hand, but not the other. So you go super slow. Okay, 1 octave going up, that's your next step. Once you're comfortable enough, you can start going back down, cross. Okay, so once you're comfortable at that speed, you just steadily start speeding up. The next thing, so after 1 octave, ascending and descending, you can go 2 octaves, hands separate. So all the way. Left hand. So left hand 2 octaves. And then you can go hands together. All right, so think about your accuracy and things like that when you're playing. You want to hit the notes at the same time. You want both hands to be in sync. So that's kind of the challenge. So listen for that when you're doing it. If you're not quite getting it, slow it down until you get it. So if you find you don't want it to be disjointed, you want it to be very exact. The reason why is it just makes your fingers more responsive and gets them to do what you want them to do, basically. So that's the next thing. So 2 octaves up and down. If you are okay with that, then you start working on speed. So you can use a metronome if you get your ticks for every note is really how I like to do it. So if you're going tick, 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 then you can, if you're fine with that, move it up. So you go tick, 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 basically. So that's kind of the next step, is to work on speed. So there's a few more things you can do to really develop speed, and that's just making your scales not an even rhythm. So for example, so that speeds up one part of it, and then you can switch the rhythm going So if you do it hands together, you'll find out you've got some fingers that are weaker than others. That one I can notice for myself. So there's always stronger and weaker fingers. So that's the next step. Okay, so if you really want to challenge, what I had to do at the very end of learning all my scales is to learn them in thirds. So you put your hands together. It makes them sound nice anyway. It might be something you enjoy. And you have to use your normal scale fingering so your hands know what to do. Okay, so that's another thing you can do. That's an enjoyable way to practice the scale, I think. All right, so I'll see you. You can choose your own adventure now. So pick what you're going to do to start with. You can also measure the speed you start at. So that is a good way to go now, is when we bring out our first scale, play it, see how fast you're going. You can just look at metronome online and just match the ticks to how fast you're going. Write down the number, and as you steadily get better, you'll get faster, and you can just see how you improve in terms of speed. All right, so I'll see you in the next video. Bye.